Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Now, we are here with Honeydew Crafts. As always, a lot of sold out on the earlier show. And this is what I come to expect. I literally said to you before the show, I was like, when I'm in and I'm in on the early shows, I'm always like, yes, yes, yes. And then when I come on the later shows, I'm like, what are we going to do?
We were in crisis mode when you walked in this afternoon.
Exactly. But we have been lucky that you've managed to add a bit of additional stock in some spaces. We've also managed to bring back some firm favourites and we have individuals available. So, but all I would say is that if you want anything, I would be getting it as soon as we come to it, because we just saw how quickly everything sold out in the earlier show. So you don't want to sit back and miss out on any of it, because this new bundle, I have to say, is stunning. Now, we will get that straight down to the discounted price for you, because we are down to the last, I think there's 4 left now for the whole bundle.
And we gave more than double of last time.
Yeah. Every time you come on, you up those stock levels because they just sell. But I have to, I have to be frank, they're beautiful, so it's not surprising at all. So you are getting within this, and we will go through them all in a second, but you are getting 5 amazing stamp sets. You are getting also all 4 of those brand new stencils that we can see as well. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous, they really are. So there is 4 chances left for you to be able to get this in the full bundle. It's down to £87.50 and it's available on a 3-way split if you want to get involved. So it does mean, to actually be able to get everything, you can take it home today for £29.16. But it's very much while stocks last. I mean, already we've got more people with this in their baskets than we have availability. So good luck is what I would say with that. Now, what we'll do is so you can see everything in depth of what's in the bundle. We will go through it all individually for you and bring it up individually as well, because if you did go for the individuals, it isn't much more expensive. It's only about £3 or £4 more. It's just, obviously, I know a lot of people want everything and love the split pay opportunity as well. Should we start with this one? So this is your Colour Perfect that we can see just here. I mean, what an amazing centrepiece.
And it's exactly what, it's named for what I had in my head for it. It is so, the whole collection is really therapeutic. I mentioned earlier, I've had to cram in a lot of demonstration prep in this last week. Yeah. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, this was exactly what I needed to be doing, was colouring in a flower, because it just meant I could actually maybe go to bed and go to sleep when I went to bed. It's just, the colouring in on all of these is so therapeutic, and this is exactly what this was for, Colour Perfect.
It's fabulous, isn't it? Should we have a look at a few of the samples of what you might want to do with this as well? Because you can extend it in this way, which I love as well.
Going and going and going with this one. I just love it.
It's just brilliant. And again, we always know that flowers can cross over, of course, to all different occasions, which is what's absolutely brilliant about this. So beautiful, gorgeous samples that we've got. And that is just £9.99 as well for you to be able to jump in and get that. So, so much detail in this, great size, but at such a good price for you to be able to get it. Now, quarter of the stock already gone from what we had left. So a quarter of what was left has gone on it. So this is why I'm saying be quick, be quick, be quick. Now, this next one I'm going to show you, the balloon gift, has completely sold out in the earlier show individually, but we've managed to get this on an extended dispatch. So that then sold out. So we basically had this on the show, it sold out. We extended the dispatch with another big amount, that sold out. We've managed to extend it to the same date, but we've added more of the stock in, which is brilliant. Quarter of that has gone as well before we've even come to the show. So I'm not surprised. It is so beautiful. £9.99. The dispatch will be from the 10th of March. So you've not got long to wait anyway. But that is just, the sketch detail in that, the way they joined the presents, beautiful.
It's just beautiful. I love this design, and that's why it had to come in, because originally I was going to keep it for our birthday show in April.
Okay.
But I couldn't keep it. I was being too impatient.
But that's what I always love with all of your collections. You'll do it and more, because you kind of want to put something else into it.
I think Martin looks at me and says, why?
Oh. Fantastic, isn't it? So we're very, very lucky. Now, we are approaching single figures on this one. So this is the 3rd time it's been restocked today, and already almost at those single figures. And I love that it crosses hugs, love, it crosses birthdays.
Absolutely everything. And I think that's why it's so popular, because there is no sentiment to it.
No.
And I don't normally put sentiments very regularly with all of our stamps, and I have with all of these except this one.
Okay, yeah.
And so it does cross everything. I find that if I put a sentiment with it, people only use it for that product, for that occasion.
I can understand that, yeah.
So we don't, I try not to. I try to do the sentiments on a separate sheet, but as I say, this one is just for everything.
Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. So single figures available on that 3rd restock of this today. So well done if you managed to get it. I love this one as well, the Floral Best. I mean, the fact that you've got flowers and butterflies, you've got sentiments, everything that we talk about as being the most popular things in crafting is within
that stamp, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the card we did with that earlier was an 8x8 card, but you could go right down to a 4x4 card on this.
Oh, wow.
Because of the size of that little
the
main focus.
Just depend on which sort of part of it you take, but also to extend it like that of all of the butterflies.
We have an amazing design team, and we're only a small team, and we've got one that's a bit poorly at the moment, and one lady that's having some babies.
Oh, okay.
So it's all like, oh my goodness, what's going on?
Yeah.
So design team, no more do anything because we need to keep you all.
Oh, they are incredibly
fabulous little team.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So that there again, £9.99 for you to be able to get that. So a stunning mix that we can see within this. Single figures on this one available for you as well. So this is no surprise to me. I have to be honest with you. Like, I literally said to you, I was like, I do a walk in, I see you only do crafts on the schedule, and I'm like, yep, it's going to be a really busy show. Or in the later show, we'll have basically sold everything out. So and it's because I think what you do is you just bring things that you can tell that you're a crafter first and forthright. So you know what people want to use, but also the designs are just always so beautiful.
When I do my demonstrations, I try to do them so that it's something that everybody can do.
Yes, I love
There's
that.
no point making myself look really amazing because I've done some really difficult card if nobody else can do it.
No,
and that's
the thing.
True.
Yeah.
Everything that Honeydew Crafts does is for a crafter of every single stage of their crafting life.
Perfect. This one's huge as well.
It is
I just
a big
love
stamp.
the size.
And that's why we did the two, because you can do a big stamp, and I'm actually using both on my first demo.
Okay,
you can do a big 8x8 card, or you can go right down to this tiny little one, which is
do this.
And it's on a 4x4.
Yeah, lovely when they're used kind of in that sense as well. So you've got the two larger ones used, or do you want to use it as a centerpiece that you can see just there as well? So lots of different ways to be able to use it. Plus it comes with just a little happy mail to brighten your day, which is lovely. Good luck today, and sending you a big hug so it's there when you need it as well. Which I feel during winter we all need it all the time, to be honest. Like, you're just waiting for that sun, aren't we, at the moment to be able to come, I think. And then another stamp set as well that we have got within this as well, which again you can see you've got those beautiful florals, all the swirls coming out. Have a fabulous birthday. If everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place. That's lovely, isn't it? And sending well wishes your way. 3/4 of stock gone on this one as well, so not many left. I mean, it's just $14.99 for a really large stamp set.
It is a big stamp. Yeah, again, you've got the two sizes, so you can go from a 6x6 to a 4x4, so it's perfect for everybody.
And that, I mean, the perfection of the stamp, the detail as well, like the kind of intricate nature is lovely. But I love this one as well, that's been used in such a different way.
I was going to say, even though it's a huge stamp, you don't have to use the whole thing.
No.
You can stamp off the page, just add a little bit. I mean, that would make a beautiful wedding invitation, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely, wouldn't it just? Yeah, absolutely. And colour the kind of flowers in a different colour, it suddenly becomes a totally different flower as well, doesn't it? So super opportunity with that one as well, $14.99. Now, let's also go through the new stencils, shall we? Let's actually start, shall we, with this one, because Alex, my producer, straight away walked in and went, I just love this, I love this. It's so different, the kind of effect that I think it creates.
It is. This one, when I did it, it was in my head like, you see the block paving, and it's been done round in a circle for your patio. That's what this one came in my head.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called stepping stones. But Dave said it looked like the top of parasols, which it does as well.
Which it could be,
so
if
you exactly
wanted
what
to.
You want it to be, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But a great stencil like this one is perfect. Teenage boys, how awful are they to make a card for?
Yeah, so difficult.
This is perfect.
Isn't it? It's great. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the first one. So that is your stepping stone stencil, £7.50 for you to be able to get that. Again, this one as a background or using just certain areas of this, I think is just super. And really different because of all the different sizes of kind of dots.
Yeah, that's exactly what this one was for. Again, you can do it for just do it as a card and pop a sentiment on it, do it with random colours, or you can just pick out elements from it to make it work.
Yeah, this one has been very popular, so we're looking at half the stock of this one having been allocated individually as well. £7.50 to be able to jump in and get that one. So that is the second of the new ones. We then have this, which is your stencil and your mask. And again, if you're wanting a huge kind of central image, the size of this is brilliant.
And as Dave said earlier, you can use it on furniture and absolutely anything. Don't look at these that they're just for paper crafts.
No.
Yoni was on earlier and she was doing journaling. Ideal for things like that.
Yes, yeah, because it would definitely, I mean, that is just, and I'm thinking, you know, if you did it in the sort of pad parasha kind of colours, it would become a lotus flower suddenly.
Could be absolutely anything.
It's just beautiful. But look at this, because people often love their tangling, and I'm thinking, when I look at that, I'm thinking, tangle into it, do any of your designs. You could do
absolutely anything with this, couldn't you?
That is remarkable, isn't it? I think Sheila did that one, but this one as well. You know, every single one, you think, oh yeah, that's such a good way to use it.
And again, the design team, that's why we have a design team.
Yes.
Because everybody sees everything differently.
Yeah.
And I love it. We have a Facebook page called Honeydew Crafts Be Inspired, where all of our fab customers can go on and post the stuff they've made with the Honeydew Crafts product. And everything's so different.
And that's the thing, we all have different thoughts, different inspiration. We have only got the last couple of chances on this one at £8.99. So for Carol, for our crafters in Northamptonshire, Kim, Sheila, Susie, everyone with it in your basket, make sure that you are checking it out, of course, if you want to guarantee getting it. And then finally, we come across to our cross-stitch stencil as well. Really clever.
I actually think this would be really nice to actually sew as well.
Yeah, it would just have such a good effect.
Yeah, it would.
Especially if you got, you know, like the thread which sort of has that like gold shimmer and things like that. Look outstanding.
Metallic, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because we do see that quite, you know, we've got a couple of brands here that obviously do that.
Over the two.
To actually be able to do that with this would be brilliant. Again, over half the stock has gone on this. You can just see it creates such beautiful looks, gorgeous backgrounds. Or, of course, you can sew through it. That'd be lovely. And that is £7.50 to be able to get that one as well. Not sure if we've got any of the final bundles, so the big bundle left. We will have a little look for you. So all of them are there at brilliant individual prices for you to be able to get it. If you we've got 2 chances left of the big bundle. So if you want to get everything that you just saw there, which I know most of you, that is the way that you've gone for it, then of course you can get this and it's available on the split pay opportunity. Should we come straight to a demo now?
We certainly shall. So I am using our All About Flowers stamp set first.
Yep, lovely.
And I'm going to go on to some watercolour cardstock. So watercolour cardstock has a little bit of texture. There aren't many that are completely smooth. So bear that in mind when you're stamping out. It's a big stamp, plenty of ink, lots of little light taps all over.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go on there. Without dropping it is always a bonus.
Of course.
And give it time to allow that ink to set into the cardstock.
Yeah.
I was saying to Dave, I've actually bruised my finger from the amount of stamping I was doing.
But you were saying about this week being
it's been one of those weeks, yeah. Not that I'm complaining.
No. You just
some very late nights.
What you do. And then we wouldn't have such expectations.
I think my neighbours must wonder what's going on when at 1 o'clock in the morning I've got 80s music blaring, lights flashing everywhere.
Probably just think you're a party animal, but really you're like making all these...
If only they knew, hey. So we've stamped out once. I am going to really try quickly because ideally I want to get some embossing powder on there. So I'm going to have to be super fast. I might be pushing my luck, but we're getting there. And I'm going to pop the smaller one up in the top corner upside down. Because there is no right or wrong way.
No, exactly.
Just the way you want it. And we're going to pop a sentiment on there. So we've got the crystal clear embossing powder, which is on your website.
Yep.
Well, it was earlier.
We'll have a look to see if we've got any of it still available.
And we're going to go all over that. Tap the excess off, but because I've used VersaFine Onyx Black, I'm not going to give it a really good flick like I normally would with embossing powder. They're not the best of friends, so I try to be a bit more delicate with them.
Yes, of course.
And then it's watercolour cardstock, so it will take me a little bit longer to heat it.
Yeah, that's okay.
I am going from underneath. Because it's quite heavyweight cardstock, it's a bit thicker to do this. I apologise if you're seeing my fingers look very yellow. I had a row with the mustard seed ink earlier. And it's all over my hands.
I'm not happy with that.
So we're just going to heat this through, and I heat from underneath because I'm colouring and I don't want that embossing powder to jump around. Yeah. If you're not confident doing this, it doesn't matter. You can heat from the top. It is one of those really addictive watches, I think, watching heat embossing change from a powder to a solid.
I just always look for the transformation right from the beginning of when we first did this.
I think this is everybody's favourite thing to still watch. When we're at the shows and everybody's around watching my mum doing her demonstrations, they're all like just glued to the embossing part.
I know.
Demonstration.
Oh, wow.
I always know what she's doing, even if I can't see her.
We've only got 3 left, by the way, of the anti-static pads, so we have just got that available for you. I mean, again, always so popular because they are great, obviously, to use when you're doing things like this, but also, I just love, and I always say it, but it's the colour hearts and everything as well. It just makes it better, doesn't it?
It does. I think we all like something that's got a bit of detail on it, rather than just being the standard white. Yeah, definitely. Anti-static bags that are around.
Yeah, 100%. And they're a must, aren't they, to be able to have, and it's just $3.99, which is great.
We're nearly there, nearly there.
Yeah, super.
So you can see just how clear these stamps are. They pick up all that really, really tiny detail. More detail, some of it, than you can actually physically
And you
colour
haven't
in.
even used the stamping platform.
No, I never.
And it's
use a stamp.
perfect, isn't it? Like,
I'm really fussy about my stamps, very fussy with my manufacturer. And I've always said with our stamps, and I'll say this again, I said it earlier, you don't have to. I've never once conditioned a stamp that I've had.
Really?
There's lots of people, it scares me when I hear people say about conditioning stamps with sandpaper and stuff. Please don't.
No, okay.
Not ours anyway.
You're like, I know the quality's there, you don't need to.
No. So literally I'm taking a couple of colours, and this is why I wanted the watercolour cardstock for this one, because I'm taking the colours and I'm just taking the red down and then using the lighter colour to pull that colour through.
Okay.
And it gives you the shading. So the tiniest amount of red on there, and just pull that through.
Final chance now. So we've got 17 of you with this currently in your basket, and we have 1 chance left if you want to go for that full bundle, which is where you are getting, of course, all 5 of the stamp sets. You're also getting all 4 of the brand new stencils. £87.50, but of course it is on that 3-way split pay, so less than £30, but 1 chance left. More available in the individuals, but 1 left in this.
So this is the one that I was colouring in at silly o'clock at night.
Okay.
And it took me probably about 20 minutes, half an hour to colour the whole thing. I'm not going to colour the whole thing. You're going to see me finished.
Look at that, though.
And that's just, I think I used 4 pens, maybe 5 pens that I used. So 3 different greens, because there's a lot of foliage on there.
Yes,
And just 2 for the flowers, just to pick out those, to make those pop. And then I'm just going to literally stick this on here using sticky glue.
Okay.
Because I wanted it to be quite crisp and clean.
Yeah. And super that is. It's also very mindful, like you said, isn't it? Actually being able to colour something like that.
And this is something that, not like having a colouring book, once you've coloured it in, you're done.
No.
You can go back and colour this in as many times as you want.
Yes, of course
and
you can.
my big thing, and I say this all the time, take your card, the front of your card, to the centre of your card.
Yeah.
So we're just going to quickly...
The big bundle has now sold out. Julie's managed to jump in and get that last one, so well done to you, Julie. So all of the individuals are there. Obviously, the balloon one is on the extended dispatch, but there's still brilliant prices. It's just that the split pay option isn't available. It finishes off so well, doesn't it, with that in the middle?
That's it. And then that takes it from being a handmade card to being a finished handmade card. I personally think that's kind of like my little
Yeah, I think it's a great little tip, isn't it, to be able to say. So if you want the stamp set that we have just seen, obviously being used, you can still get it individually, £14.99. That is for All About the Flowers, where you get in those two amazing kind of corner stamps that we're seeing there. Also, just a little happy mail to brighten your day. Good luck today, and sending you a big hug so it's there when you need it. Something else we just saw being used is the sticky glue. We'll see if we've got any of this still available for you to be able to get. And it's a great glue, isn't it?
It's an all-purpose glue. So as I say, I've had somebody that's used it to stick their wing mirror back on to get home after a show. I've had somebody stick their flip-flop back together with it. I've had all sorts of things done with
I didn't expect you to see the wing mirror, but
random but true.
Exactly, which is great. So that's your sticky glue that you've got. Now, one thing that was very, very popular earlier, which we've managed to get restocked as well. So we'll just get the graphics up for the sticky glue, and then we will talk a little bit more about this as well, because obviously we knew that that stamp set was very, very popular, of course, with the balloons. We've also got a die to go with it. The sticky glue, we're down to the last 8 chances at £9.99. So again, something else that has sold brilliantly also. But yes, this. Now, these are the balloon dies that we're seeing here. And you are, they're just brilliant again, aren't they?
They really are. We can't keep these in stock
No,
anywhere
which I'm not surprised
at this moment in time. They are just so useful for absolutely every occasion. Again, it's the same thing, isn't it? You go back to it, you can use a balloon for pretty much everything.
Of course you can. And I just love that they've got the little labels if you want to put, say, like an initial into that or anything like this as well. These, similarly to the stamp that you saw, they've sold out twice today in the allocation. You added more allocation. We've added everything that we can into this. So once it's gone, it has gone. No. And it is such an amazing opportunity at £15.99 for you to be able to jump in and get that. But I just wanted to give you a quick heads up, because I know that you would have thought it had sold out the second time in the earlier show, but we have managed to find you a little bit more stock available at that super price of £15.99. Now, we've got some bits on the show we're going to talk through next, which you didn't see in the earlier show. It is completely different in this show that we are bringing them to you. So shall we start with the dies first, and then we can talk through some stencils, because we've got some of the most popular dies that we've seen. Now, these are your vintage flower dies that you can see here. And again, what I think is always great is you can watch back on any of the previous shows, and we can see us using this. You can go to all your inspiration, obviously, on social media, and there's so much to see. But the detail in these dies, they're just brilliant to be able to just use one or to build up these amazing
exactly
scenes.
that. You can just get by with one of them, or you can have the whole collection and make everything with them.
Yeah. 9 dies within this. You can see the different size of the flowers to build up those flowers if you want to in different layers. You've also got all of the leaves to add that foliage to it as well, which is absolutely super. On top of that, we have got your little lilies and leaf dies. So if you love your lilies, then this would be an amazing one to have here as well, matching that price at £15.99. Again, 7 dies within this set. And I just want to, because this one's open, I'm just going to pop these out, because what I always love to point out is that they're pink.
They're pink.
Aren't they great? When you first said that on the first show we did, I was like, what?
A pink die.
So cool. And also, like you mentioned before, you don't get them mixed up with your other dies because they are pink.
And with Honeydew Crafts, it had to be pink.
Yeah. Yeah, it just suits, doesn't it? Suits the brand, suits everything about it. And obviously, I think everyone at home is going to love them even more with that as well. We then have your Starry Eye dies that you can see just here as well. So again, a lovely, lovely mix. And I love that you get that length, of course, in the leaves that we're seeing on this, all of that detail, of course, in your flowers as well. And building them up. I mean, I can remember some of the samples we had before where all of these have worked together into the most amazing wreaths. They work
really, really well. Yeah. And I'm going to say this, we said we weren't going to bring the flowers back. We were so inundated with emails and messages that we actually didn't really have any choice, because I couldn't keep up with replying to everybody.
So you're like, okay, I'll just do it. I'll just do it.
Just do it. But I promise this is the last time.
This is it. So when these have gone,
when they're gone, they're gone.
Okay. Everybody, now you've let people know that if they message you and annoy you enough that you're going to do it. You know that, like, all these balloon ones we've seen today and everything, they're going to be like, right, more
balloons we've done 3 times since then. It's just bonkers.
Another great one that we can see here, your trio of flowers that we've got there. But do remember, obviously, what we just heard just there, that once these ones have gone, that is it. They won't be remade again. So a great opportunity, of course, to get all of those at $15.99. We've also got some amazing stencils here, some firm favourites that we can see. So we've got this one here, which is your tartan stencil. And again, like to do sort of Father's Day, mail cards, you know, just general backgrounds.
And Christmas, you can cover absolutely all the occasions with this.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And you could just use one area of it, or you can do the full backgrounds if you wanted to as well. This is one of my absolute favourites because,
the brick wall.
Yeah, to be able to actually create a brick wall, I mean, it builds up the most brilliant scenes,
it does.
doesn't
You can do so much with those.
Yeah.
And we've got loads and loads of inspiration, not only on our YouTube and Facebook, but also on our website. So if you click on the product, underneath that product, you will have some pictures of what to do with it. And we have a gallery with them all as well. So
and you've got all those QRs in the back.
Yeah, so they're all on the back. You just scan them and away you go.
It's really clever, isn't it, to have that? Then you've got this one as well. We all love our bubbles, don't we? And it's really kind of fun, I think, as well, how they all kind of overlap.
Yeah, definitely. This was, I think, one of our original stencils that we brought out, and it's still one of our most popular.
Yeah. Well, you could literally have this as bubbles. It could be polka dot. It could be under the sea. There's just so much you see immediately, don't you, with that one? This one makes my eyes go zoof.
It's like one of those pictures you expect to see something.
You do,
There is nothing, so don't try looking.
Don't just stare at it waiting to sort of see thing. But really clever that is just a stencil and it's flat, and yet it looks like it's got that dimension, doesn't it? Superb. Again, £6.50 for you to be able to jump in and get that one. We've then got your flowers, which is your stencils and your masks that we can see in this one. And it's always great when you get both because the difference, the effects from each of them is massive.
There's lots of little tips and tricks on this one. I think we've done a YouTube video on that one.
Oh, okay.
If not, then it will be, if you are coming to the Sandown show this coming weekend now. Yes. It'll be on display and demoed there.
Fabulous. So that one is there. We have had a few people asking if we ship to the USA now. We do with Honeydew Crafts. So yes, if you are in America and you're wanting to buy these bits, then yep, it can be shipped to you. We still have that one-off P&P as well in the US. Is it $14.95? Is that right? Yeah, $14.95. So you can still get as much as you want between midnight and midnight with one-off P&P. Another one here where you have got your stencil and your mask. So you can see that one as well, which is your circles that we're seeing. And again, to create the perfect circle, especially an itty-bitty one to
impossible.
Exactly. And yet here, you've got it in all of those different sizes, perfectly done. A couple of more that I'll just flick through before we come to the next demo. So we've also got another gorgeous ones there where you're seeing that sort of Hessian grid, that mesh effect that we've got.
Yeah, it's really, really fun, that one to use. It looks great going through a die-cut machine as well to emboss as well, that one.
Yeah, the embossing effect actually on that one would be brilliant, wouldn't it? And I think that's the thing in a lot of times that people forget is that you can emboss with your stencils as well. So it's like a really two-in-one, isn't it? And then this is your squiggles, your stencil and your mask that you can see here as well. And there's been some brilliant samples again that I've seen of this in the past where almost like paint kind of being
like you've just scribbled across with a paintbrush.
Yeah, but perfectly rather than actually making a mess and having to keep redoing it. So we've got that one there for you as well. Should we come to your second
We'll go for it. So we are going to do a demo with Stepping Stone Stencil.
Perfect.
And we have got, so that people are always asking me, we've got Wilted Violet, Blueprint Sketch, Mermaid Lagoon, Mowed Lawn, Mustard Seed, Carved Pumpkin, Picked Raspberry and Candied Apple on this one.
Okay.
We're going to fit all of these onto a 7x7 stencil. Wish me luck.
Go on, you can do it.
So we're literally, and I've said this before, but I will say again, it's really, really a really great way to learn how to control your inks, how to use your brushes or blending tools of your choice, whichever one you're going with.
Yeah.
This is a really, really, and I've just managed to move that, which I've never done before. It's a really effective way of getting a job done, learning your tools, and having a really fun card at the end of it.
Yes,
and if you don't like what you've done, you can always die cut it, and then nobody knows what you've done anyway.
Yeah, it's very true.
So I never ever bin anything that I've die cut. And obviously you're going to be loading quite a bit of ink on here as well. So you can always, I'll show you a couple of things I did afterwards with what was left over on the stencil when I was cleaning it.
Brilliant.
So you're just going to keep going and going and going and going and going.
Okay.
You can go heavier or lighter, whichever you want. Obviously I've prepped some of this ahead because we want to get as many demos in as we can. I've got 2 colours in here, so breathe in.
Oh yeah, that looks great in those mix of colours.
So So as many bright colours as we can get in.
Yeah.
Right, so obviously I've done it quite lightly and quite quickly there, but that's a light version of it. But it's random, bit fun, a bit funky.
Yeah.
I have already prepped this, and then all I did was take that piece of stencil and cut it into strips.
Okay.
And then I'm going to line them up on here. And then we've got one completely finished card. Right. Again, ideal for those really tricky teenage boys or kids. And this is a great background for the balloons.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine
stencil.
that.
So if you've got the gift, it's great for that.
Yeah.
And all I'm literally doing, and this is on the super smooth cardstock that we've got on the show. So everybody's that's been looking for it, that's what we're using.
Got that, lovely. Yeah, that's there on the web. Can have a look at that afterwards.
It's always, I'm trying to marry these up with a sort of a similar gap between.
Clever.
But I'm not going to press them down until I'm happy with the positioning of just laying them down there now.
Yeah.
But it's a really fun, this is a great card if you've got kids that you want to enjoy crafting and stuff as well. They're not going to get into any trouble with this, so to speak. They can't cut themselves.
No, exactly.
But can still have lots of fun. And to be honest, if they've got their own inks, not your good
your posh ones.
Posh inks. Just let them loose with it. They'll come up with some really fab ideas.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I know we've just gone through half term through most of the country, I believe.
We have. Yeah. I literally came into work yesterday and I was covered. I mean, it still hasn't fully. I need to go and get some hand sanitizer, don't I? Because look, you can probably see the end of this, but my little girl decided to draw all over me. She's like, I'm tattooing you. I was like, fine, yeah, thinking that it was washable. It wasn't washable, and so I couldn't get it off. So yesterday everyone was sending me loads of tips of like what to do to get it off, but I didn't have any hand sanitizer, so I was sort of like...
I've got some in my bag here.
Oh, there you go. I can give myself a scrub in the break.
And it's a nice smelling one too.
Oh, that's so even better.
So you're just going to even those out to roughly straight and where you want them to be.
Looks lovely.
And then you're just going to give it a push down. That one needs to move over.
Looks like mosaics now. You know,
it
when we were saying it looks totally different.
Again, just by changing the colours, we've all come up with a different idea of what it is.
Yeah.
So we'll just stick those down. That one doesn't want to stick where I put it because I've moved it. So we'll pop a little bit more glue on there. And then I've taken the sentiment, the happy birthday sentiment that was from, which one was this one? Floral Best, I believe it is.
Yes.
And we're just going to peel those off. And I've got it on foam pads, so I always put a little bit of our sticky glue on there. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room to put the sentiment where I want it and be happy where it's sitting.
Yeah.
And that's that card done.
That is amazing.
You could always add a little bit of glossy accents or something like that to make some of it pop.
Gosh,
but it's just a really simple card to make. Again, great if you want to get the kids in there.
Yeah.
And that's all it was, a stencil and one piece of cardstock.
That's amazing, isn't it?
But when you've got this fabulous card here, or stencil that you've had left over from when you've been inking it up, all I did was spritz it and then stuck a piece of card over the top.
Okay.
And then I've got kind of a grungy look to it as well.
Which looks really effective as well, doesn't it? So you never waste kind of any of the ink or anything that you've actually put on, because you can always create other backgrounds. So that's your stepping stones that you can see here that we have. £7.50 to get this. It has been very, very popular. You can see that it looks totally different in different colours from what we've just seen, of course, in that just there, to what we can see here as well, or another example of a sample that you might want to do with that. So that's £7.50. If you do want that super smooth cardstock as well, that is available on the show also. This is 25 sheets that you're getting, 250 GSM, so really good price there at £7.50 to get that. And I mean, I always say it on all of our shows, but if you get the quality, you just get a better effect, you get a better finish, don't you, always?
I hate to say it, but I always say, with the craft industry, we all start out, we want every colour, so we buy the cheapest we can find. Actually, you buy cheap, you buy twice. Because you will end up going for those ones that you really wanted in the first place.
Are you fine to make and sell with
Yes, so long as you hand stamp it yourself or hand whatever yourself.
Yeah.
You can make and sell.
Perfect, lovely. 3/4 of the stock of this has gone, so if you do want to get the last few chances of this, then you can do. And I'm not surprised, I say that you can see the quality from all of the demonstrations, but also it's only £7.50 for 25 sheets, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, I want to come back across to a few things that we spoke about in the earlier show, so we've not seen them in this show. So I just want to give you a bit of a reminder of some of these stencils, because there's some fabulous ones that we can see here. This is the Lovely Bubbly stencil, and this is always a bestseller whenever we've had this on.
It always is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's great. I mean, just pass it a colour over or a few colours and you just get the most brilliant effect with this. £7.50 for you to be able to get that. And again, remember what we said earlier, that you can emboss with these. So if you want to emboss with this, you can do. Again, 3/4 of the stock of this one has gone also. Squares and rectangles that we've got just here. This reminds me of Pac-Man. You know, like you can see Pac-Man kind of go around.
You could. That is really clever.
Yeah, old school games. I can see them like having a little smile just here, look. £7.50 again for you to be able to get this. And once again, it's a brilliant one to be able to use kind of as a whole or just to use little areas as well to really build up that dimension and build up that sort of background, that distressed look in the background. This is another one that's super. So this is your Flourish stencil. And I just think a lot of the time we don't see stencils that are really intricate like this.
No, you don't. And again, this one would be really pretty on furniture.
Yeah,
antique, shabby chicy style furniture would be lovely.
Like mirrors as well, you know, around those, something like that would be great, wouldn't it? So, again, another great price of that. We also have the Scribbles stencil, which is available for you to get. This is so different to anything I've ever seen anywhere.
That one again, it came to me and I was like, okay, that you could use it for anything. Depending on your colours, it could be a rose. You could make it quite grungy, you could make it quite graffiti.
Of course you could, yes, depending on the colours that you use, without a doubt. We also have the Dot Dash stencil that we can see just here as well. This is great for border strips and things like that also, you know, if you just wanted to go for kind of certain ones and sort of extend them or anything like that. But then on the other hand, it kind of reminds me of pearls as well, you know, if you just took parts of it, it's almost like jewellery-esque.
And Dave said earlier it would be really nice, like as a curtain.
Yes.
Hanging down something? Or?
Yes, definitely. You could definitely see that, couldn't you? And then one more to come to you, which is the Bold Brush Strokes. This is the stencil and the mask that you get as well. Yeah, you love this one, do you, Alex? Yeah, I can see why it is. It's bold, it's clever, but also it's all them flecks of kind of paint that you'd never manage to create perfectly yourself, but you'll get it perfect every time you use this.
You would, and that's exactly why I did that one, because I went through so much cardstock one time. Because I just wanted that painted background that you see on all these beautiful images that you can't actually do yourself because they're all produced by a computer or something.
But you're
going to try anyway.
Of course you are. But you've got that just there to be able to get it. Something else that I did mention a little bit earlier was those balloon dies. Now remember that these have sold out twice already today. We've managed to pop them in for a third time for you to be able to get these. I'm just going to have a look, see if there's any left at all. Loads of you have come through and taken advantage of the last allocation that we do have of these, but there isn't many left at all now, so I just wanted to give you a quick reminder of that. At $15.99, you are getting the most fabulous dies, of course, that we can see with this. I'm sure they will be gone and sold out within the next couple of moments, so if you want them, be quick. We do also have the balloon stamp set that has been very popular. Remember, the only way now to get any of these is as individuals. The whole bundle has sold out. This is also sold out in terms of the individual. It then sold out on the extended dispatch, but we've managed to get an extra extended dispatch, which is absolutely brilliant. So we've got this here. It'll be from the 10th of March, so it's not long at all for you to be able to wait for it. And you can just see it's superb. The amount of balloons, the dimension, the fact that it's there with the present. But if you wanted, you could snip that and just have the balloons or just have the present. Wouldn't be hard to sort of fussy cut around that at all. And you can see that you can do something like this if you wanted to, and that is £9.99. So if you do want to get that, not many of those left at all either. Should we come to your next demo?
We're ready.
Yes, lovely, lovely.
So we are using Colour Perfect next.
Okay,
and
great.
we will also be using our abstract dot stencil.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So just going to ink this up again. Lots and lots of little light taps all over. My top tip: keep your anti-static pad on top of your ink pad that you're going to use, because then you'll remember to use it.
That's sold out, so luckily if people manage to get it, it'll be back.
Again, we bring extra stock of that each time, and each time it goes again.
It's just so nice, though.
So, stamp this out. It's a big stamp, so again, take the time. We're on watercolour, so it's going to take a couple of seconds to go in there. Fingers crossed we've got it all. If not, I have got one I did earlier. There we go.
Great.
You have to have faith.
Yes, exactly.
So we've got a piece of scrap card. I'm just going to pop my clear embossing powder on there again. Little tap, don't give it a big flick, because if you do, it will all come off and you'll say, why did I do that? Start again. Not that I'm speaking from experience at all.
No.
Because I've never done that. Much. Again, heat from underneath, because I want to colour it in, and that will allow the heat to heat the powder and not let it jump around too much. I should have had one of these done already so that I could just colour the last little bit in, but I got carried away and coloured the whole thing in. Now, there is a couple of other little tricks I want to tell you about. We are using watercolour cardstock, and the one I have has sort of a winter white look to it. Yeah. You can get some white ones out there. Everybody's is different, so whichever you find works for you is fine. But my cardstock is white, bright white. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do to sort of draw your eye away from the fact that they are completely different colours as well. Not completely different colours, they're in the same family, but not the same. Going in there. And again, whatever colour, just because you think it's a certain flower, this is a card. Yeah. You can colour it whatever colour you want it to be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm just going to give that a little bit of a wiggle.
And I think that's what's really nice, because you know, like my mum, for example, yellow's her favourite. So she would want, or would love, I suppose, the most if I coloured it in yellow. Yeah. But then I've got my best friend who loves violet. So if I did purple, so you can kind of change it up in that sense,
completely.
can't you?
So I'm going to take my colour again, pop a little bit in the bottom there, and then take a different pen and just pull that colour out. Yeah. And you're going to do that all the way round. I have no idea how we're doing for time. So. And do you know, if you wanted, you could have lots of different colour petals. Yeah. There's nothing that says they all have to be the same colour. This is kind of a patchworky looking flower, so why not make it patchwork?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's as simple as it is. The one thing I do need to remind you is if you are colouring, and I think this would probably go with a lot of the pens, particularly if they're watercolour pens, when you're colouring and you've embossed it, make sure you go in and blot it. If you don't blot it, where your embossing powder is and your ink's sitting on there, when you pat it down, you're going to go...
Very true.
And red goes a really long way. So I've coloured all of that in, and that's what I ended up with.
Nice.
So this is my trick. If you can see on this, I don't know if it shows, there's a shading of pink around the edge. Yes. Because that will draw your eye away from the fact that once we start putting them together, the white stands out. Yeah. So we're going to mount that onto there. Okay. And then I can just pop this to one side. So that's kind of like our toppery part of the card. Yeah. And all I've done again is our white cardstock, and I've just gone around the edge to ink that up so it all matches.
Yeah, it works then so well with those colours.
So that's the base, and that's with our Colour Perfect stamp. Okay. We're going to go in now with our stencil. Just going to quickly wipe over that because I've still got some of the previous colour on there. And red doesn't match this design.
No, not quite what you want.
So lay our card down. And as I said, we're using the Abstract Dots stencil here. Okay. I've got it here somewhere. I had it here. Yeah, I've left it.
You got it? Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, lovely.
And we'll lay that up. And again, like we did with that last stencil, I'm going to build the colours up all the way along. Okay. So we're going in with Shaded Lilac to start with. Yeah. And then we're going to, and again, you can go as light or as dark as you want on this. There's no right or wrong. this is going to kind of be where you're going to write on it. So be aware of that when you put your card together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is the area that you would write in. So you don't want to be too heavy-handed
No.
with it. You can be. You just need to, then we'd probably need to stick something on there to
Okay.
more in with that one. We'll go with some pink.
Lovely.
My table's developed a squeak, can you hear it? Or a rattle.
Just make sure that the brake doesn't come off and you don't suddenly just go,
Flying
forward.
down the studio.
I've done that a few times where I've gone to sort of lean on it and it's not got the brake on. You're like, whoop.
So you're going to keep building that up. As I say, I've just gone super, super fast with that.
Yeah, nice.
And so you've gone from being, I think the cards that I've shown you there are all quite bright.
Yes.
But they don't need to be bright. This works perfectly as a pale colours as well.
Yes, it does, yeah.
I'm going to bring this. So again, I've got my card. This was just an 8x8 card.
Okay.
I took a chunk out of the middle.
Nice.
Given myself, I think it's 2.5 inches here, and I've put some acetate in. I've covered the back too because the acetate, you'll see the glue underneath.
Right, yeah.
And I've used quite heavyweight construction acetate on there. Again, another layer inside there that is just inked around the edge.
Yeah,
we're going to pop this in here. Come on, glue.
Great.
No, that way up.
Looks nice in the muted colours, doesn't it?
It does. I do like it in the muted colours. And so now we've just got the front panels to do.
Yeah.
So I've done the same again.
Okay.
And if you look, I've mirrored from underneath. So my green and pink are in the same order.
Yeah.
That's just my mind working like that. You don't have to, but I think it just finishes the card.
Yeah.
It's all the little extra bits that if you remember to do them,
Yeah.
they just make a difference.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Lovely.
Put that on there. Bit of speed crafting, I think, really, so that we can get another demo in, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take our top up. So, no, I'm not going to back it. We're just going to leave it like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to position this one slightly to one side.
Okay.
But you're only going to glue top and bottom. Remember, you're not gluing in the middle, because if you glue in the middle, everyone's going to see it.
Amazing. That looks so good.
And a little sentiment says, I just wanted to say hello.
Okay. Lovely.
And we'll put that down here.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
And then that's a really subtle card. But it shows you that you can use those really quite way out dots, I suppose, with something that's really traditional, but it all still works really well.
Yeah, I don't think you wouldn't have looked at those two and thought, let's do them together. And
no,
it's perfect, isn't it?
Everything in Honeydew Crafts works together.
Yes, yeah, which is brilliant. Now, you can see here on the main bundle everything that is new today. So completely new, gorgeous stamp sets that we've got there, an amazing amount of stencils as well. Now, the complete bundle has sold out, but luckily we have managed to get more of the individuals. So you are still able to get these. So I will give you another flick through so you can see exactly what we've got. Now, what we were just using a moment ago in that demonstration is Colour Perfect that you can see just here. So that's that beautiful stamp of your flowers that we can see with this. Comes with a couple of gorgeous sentiments as well, so you are in our thoughts, as well as I just want to say hello that we can see there. And an example of what you might want to do with that could be this. There's been so many lovely samples to be able to share on the show, and that is £9.99 for you to be able to jump in and get that. The other thing we saw being used with this was the abstract dots stencil that we can see there as well. £7.50 to do this, and obviously we saw it in them lovely muted colours, but you could do something like this. You might want to do kind of strong colours. It might be that you think, oh, I'll kind of go somewhere in between. It's totally up to you. Lovely to have the sentiment kind of just sitting there as that focal point as well. That's £7.50 to be able to get that one. Now, we also have all about the flowers. This is a big stamp set that you've got there. You can see you've got those gorgeous kind of corner edges in 2 different sizes as well. You've got just a little happy mail to brighten your day, as well as good luck today and sending you a big hug so it's there when you need it. And I have to show this sample. I haven't showed this one, I don't think, just yet. That built up there and then sort of have the pearls and everything in it.
Yeah.
It's just
she's added a couple of the, she's cut out a couple of those flowers and added it in to build it around that circle.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
really clever to kind of give you that height, as you can see with that as well. Bit of sparkle popped onto it as well. That's £14.99 for that one. We then have your wallflowers as well. I think both of those collections would actually work really, really nicely together. And this one's kind of got that lovely swirl kind of motion that's coming out, that trail that we're seeing with it as well. Have a fabulous birthday. If everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place, and sending well wishes your way. And another gorgeous sample that we can see just there on that one. That one is £14.99. Then we've got the balloon gift, which of course has sold out a couple of times today. We've still got it available on an extended dispatch. Very, very limited availability now. In fact, most of these are incredibly limited to be able to take advantage of. And it's really, really lovely. You can see a beautiful sample just there where it works so well, as well actually with that stencil, which is also new, of course, to be able to get today. So you've got this one here. It'll be extended anytime for the 10th of March for you to be able to get that, and it is there at £9.99. If you wanted to create that card that you're seeing just there, then you could do that with that cross-stitch stencil that you can see that is available for you to be able to jump in and get. Lovely sort of board that we can see just there, and you could create something like this, or of course you could actually do your stitching through it if you wanted to really create a magical effect with that one. We also have one other stamp set, which is your floral vest that we can see here, which is where you've got those sort of lovely open flowers. You've got your butterflies that we can see with this as well. A couple of chances available with this one. It has almost sold out. We do have a chance for extended dispatch. That one is going to sell out, but just to let you know, once it has, there is also this chance, and I will just show you this code, because the thing is, when people watch the repeats of this, that will be gone. So when you're watching the repeat back, this is the code that you will want to go for with it, if you still want to get it, because there is the chance on extended dispatch where we have got more of these available. So there's your code for this. That will then be dispatched on the 10th of March, so it does mean then we still have availability of this one, which is JXHN72. So I think anybody watching beyond kind of a couple of minutes from this sort of time, yeah, will have sold out. So that will be the code that you'll want to go for that one. We also have the chance for the flower head. This is the stencil and mask, something else that's really big, that's really bold, gorgeous brand new opportunity with this. We've got 2 final chance on the code on your screen. That is KUHN48. But again, if that one has sold out, we can do an extended dispatch on this also, which we will make available for you, with it being so limited across most of these now. So if you want it and that one's sold out, then go for this. That's extended dispatch on the 10th of March, exactly the same price, XCHN76, to be able to jump in and get that one. And then the final one that is new today is, of course, your stepping stone stencils that we've just seen some lovely demonstrations from as well. £7.50 for you to be able to get this. And again, you can see the board, how great that looks. And then, of course, you've got this. And if you wanted to, you could kind of pop little initials or anything, couldn't you, in the middle there, or a little sentiment in the centre of that gap. So that's there at £7.50 also. A couple of messages have come through as well, so I will just read those. Hello, Lorraine. Lovely to hear from you. Good evening. I have to say your demo is absolutely beautiful. I love honeydew crafts.
Thank you very much, Lorraine.
Thank you. Lovely to hear from you. And we've had a question just come in as well, saying, loving the show. Can I ask what pens you've used?
I use a Kuretake Clean Colour Real Brush blending pens.
Perfect. There we go. Yeah, always ask, always please do sort of let us know if there's anything that you would like to find out, of course, on the show while we're here. Now, there is a lot on the website, because don't forget that we did manage to bring back in as well bestsellers in terms of a number of stencils. There was also the fabulous mix of dies that we saw a little bit earlier, and I can just sort of show you those there of all of these flowers. Now, these have been extremely popular as well, but remember, this is the last chance for you to be able able to see these. So once these sell out, they will have completely gone as well. So that's a final opportunity to be able to jump in and get those. So we have got your vintage flower dies that we can see just here, £15.99 for that one. They're all very, very limited now on these. Little lilies and leaves dies. And as we said earlier, this is completely it. You got booked so much, so you brought them back, but obviously once they're gone this time,
they are gone.
Yeah, starry eye dies as well that we've got here, another 6 dies with the flowers, with those lovely leaves that we're seeing, of course, with this as well, £15.99. And then finally, we can come back to this, which is the trio of flower dies that we can see there with those 6 dies that we're seeing there as well. Well, thank you so much. It's been absolutely wonderful to see you, as always. And fabulous collection. We'll look forward to seeing what you do next as well. Are you back soon?
I believe, where are we? 17th of March.
Oh, yeah, so not long.
So, yeah, not long at all.
Oh, fabulous. Well, we will look forward to that. Don't go anywhere. Make sure that you are checking out anything in your basket. It's a great day today to really take advantage of that one-off postage and packaging between midnight and midnight. We are back in a moment with Crafty as a Fox. We have got a brand new supplier joining us here on Hobby Maker, which is very, very exciting. Brand new bits as well that are totally exclusive to us here. In fact, what we'll do is we'll pop it all onto the web now. So if you would like to shop ahead and you'd like to pre-order on any of those bits, you can do. We'll be meeting this new brand right after the break. See you in a minute.